friends. Thank you so much for joining us this week for Camp Theater. We hope your families and you have found some time to listen to our stories, build some crafts, and play a few theater games. Today, we're going to do things a little different. You are going to write the story. You are going to perform it. So, what kind of story, you ask? Well, we are going to write a fable. Do you remember earlier in the week when we heard from Aesop? He told us that fables usually have two things. Do you remember what those two things are? A lesson and animals as characters. All right, why don't you go get something to write with and we'll get started. You ready? Okay, the first thing we're going to come up with is that lesson. What is one thing you think the whole world needs to learn? When you've thought of that lesson that you think the whole world needs to learn, go ahead and write that down at the top of your paper. Good job. All right, now we'll need part 2, and those are those animal characters. For our fable this time around, let's pick 3 animal characters. Now, I have some friends here that I'm going to use to help narrate our story, but you can think of what animals you want. Now, the first animal you want to choose is the troubled animal. This is the one that needs to learn your lesson. The second animal you're going to think of is the friend of the first animal, right? And they're going to try and help animal number 1 here learn the lesson. The next thing that you need is the third animal. And the third animal is the wisest animal in their setting. All right. Now that we have these 3 animals, let's think about the setting of our story. Where does it take place? It could be in a jungle, it could be at a school, wherever you'd like. Good. Now, the first animal has to do something that shows that they need to learn your lesson. What's that thing going to be? That's a good one. Now, the second animal has to tell the first animal that that's not how we do things around here. Now, what can this animal say or do, your second animal, to tell the first animal that what they're doing isn't the right thing? That's a good idea too. Go ahead and write that down. Nice. Now, the first animal has to do or say something that definitely proves that they haven't learned the lesson and they still need to learn a little. Go ahead and write that down. Good. Now it's time for our third animal. Now, our third animal is going to come into the scene and they are going to say or do something that's gonna convince this first animal here that they aren't doing things the right way, and they are going to successfully teach the first animal the lesson. Now, what's something someone could do to teach someone else the lesson that you've written down? That sounds like a really good idea. So why don't you write that down and let's have the third animal do or say that thing. Excellent. Now, what is animal 1 going to say or do to prove that they have learned the lesson? Good job. Now, we have to end with a celebration. All the animals should celebrate the fact that they have this new cohesive, which means together, working together, community. How do you think the animals should celebrate? That sounds great. Go ahead and write that down. Good. Well, now you have a story with a beginning, a middle, and an end. If you perform that story, it becomes a play. Now, earlier this week, we've learned how to make puppets, we've learned how to make costumes, we've even played with our stuffed friends. So go ahead and perform your story. Maybe use your family as castmates. Once you've told your story, we'd love to hear it, so send us any videos or pictures that you have of your brand new, never before seen fable. Thank you so much for joining us. We hope you have a wonderful summer, and we hope to see you next year at Camp Theater.